Happy Tuesday. As I was sitting around trying to think what video to do, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. This is the Rimmel Plumping Serum, one of my favorites. I remembered I had this laying around, and it was for a video. I wanted to show you some of my drugstore favorites, because this could be a starter kit for anyone. This could be just a regular makeup for anyone. But these are my drugstore favorites for the most part. I mean, I just grabbed a variety of stuff. So I like these brands, and these are the products I reach for the most. So we're going to do a full face, and I'm going to show you each product. And there's doubles of some, so there's that. First thing we're gonna do is find the Poreless Putty Primer by e.l.f. I'm gonna use that on my T-zone. And I'm just trying to roll it into the pores. And I will show you other options that I have in here, because these are the ones that I like and I use a lot. For my everyday makeup. And I tried to keep it only to items you could get at a drugstore. I mean, there's more affordable brands that I do use also, but I tried to keep it to my favorites from the drugstore. Okay. The other thing I'm going to put on the rest of my face is this hydrating Wet n Wild serum. This is newer, but I find myself really liking it, and little goes a long way. So we're just going to put that on the outer portions of the face, and of course on my eyes. I always put primer on my eyes, especially when it's hydrating. And because I always feel like you have to put it all over your face, but that's me. And the other one I had in here that's empty is the Baby Skin by Maybelline. This is a really good one, but it's empty because I use it so much. So there's that. All right, so the two primers that I like the most are e.l.f., the Baby Skin, so I guess it's 3, and the new one from Wet n Wild. I'm gonna try to put these back as I go. All right, because they haven't been in their drawers for a while. I got this together very long ago. Okay, so the foundation that I like the best at the drugstore is the Wet n Wild. I like the dewy, and I like the regular. We're gonna use the dewy today. I'm not sure why, I just want to. It's one of those days here in Texas. It's been raining on and off for like 2 days, 3 days. I'm getting my neck so I know it matches. And then I got a beauty sponge. I believe this is the new Walmart one. If not, the new Walmart one looks like this. And I love it. And I dampened it because it's what it says to do. I'm doing a lot of cleaning today. New bathroom cleaning hack I just found out about from a friend of mine, because Jason and the roommate have been getting grease inside the bathtub and it's driving me nuts. She said use oven cleaner, spray it on, walk away, come in and just wipe it off and then rinse it. And that it'll all go away just like it does in your oven. I was like, okay, let's see if this works. I'll be darned. It worked. It worked so good. My bathtub looks better than it's looked in a long time. I can't remember the last time it was that white. Because I was trying everything, including bleach, which I don't know if I've ever told y'all. I'm allergic to the smell of bleach. I'll get migraines for 3 days. My hands will get all red. And I popped a glove when I was cleaning it last time. So I got a little upset and told them that if they mess the bathtub up again, we're gonna fight. See what I mean? This face is so glowy. I love this foundation. The glowy one, the other one, it depends on what look you're going for. They're both the same coverage. They're both the same. To me, they're both exactly the same. All right. So we got a foundation on. This sponge was just too damp. I wasn't going to squeeze it all over my makeup. All right. My favorite concealer is the Maybelline Neutralizer and Brighteners. They're really good. From the drugstore, the other ones from the drugstore I like, I believe, is Catrice. The e.l.f. It's more, to me, concealers is a personal preference. Some people don't need them. Some people like certain ones and don't like others because of the way it looks under their eyes or anywhere else they're putting it. So, but the one I personally like that I would recommend is the Age Rewind. This is the second time I've gone through it and I have backups already. So, if that tells y'all anything, I really love it. All right. And this is the e.l.f. I love this e.l.f. concealer sponge. This is like the greatest thing they've ever made. I love it. The next thing for contour that I like is the Wet n Wild Dual End Contour Stick. This is great if you want a cream contour, and you can get it at the drugstore for around $5. So we're going to put a little bit of a contour on. Just a little. I'm not trying to, because I'm cleaning the house today, like I said. So we're not trying to look super snatched. I'm just trying to do this video and give y'all my recommendations from the drugstores. And I want to know what your fails, what your drugstore fails and what your drugstore finds are. I do want to do a video on that. When I announce the winner also for the May giveaway, I have a larger giveaway. We're going to call it a summer giveaway. And we're going to end it at the end of June. But there won't be a giveaway for July because I will be getting the stuff for the back to school giveaway during July. All right. See what I mean? It's just a light, like, what did that guy with Tati call it? Snatchural. It's a light snatchural thing. So we're just gonna brighten the center of the face. And underneath here. I've been liking putting that brightener right there. And then blending it with the foundation brush or sponge. All right, so that is the foundation and the cream product part of everything I like. It is the Maybelline Maybelline Concealer Wet n Wild Contour Stick and the Wet n Wild Foundation. Another good foundation from the drugstore that I like is the e.l.f., the Maybelline Dewy or Matte. Those are some other ones that I like. I might make a list, and it may not be on there today because, like I said, I'm cleaning the house today. The powders I like are the Wet n Wild Loose Powder, the e.l.f. Loose Powder and Sheer, and the Physicians Formula Powder. I like this one, but there's also a new one that I like that is called, let's see if I can find it in here. No. It's not in there. Yeah, it is. Okay. This new one, it's got some SPF in it. It's the Natural Defense. I think we'll use that one today. And the first thing I'm going to do is take the bottom of this sponge. It's a little damp, so it'll keep it hydrated and not. And we're just going to stick it underneath here. The e.l.f. one I've been using the longest. I've used that one for years. Even before I started my channel, it was my favorite. Oh, and before I started my channel, I had one foundation that I don't see in here. It was the L'Oreal True Match, I believe, and it's like this big. It's like $9. I used that a long time. I've loved it. And the Lumi one by L'Oreal. Those were my absolute favorites. I wouldn't say favorites because I didn't really try anything else. Once I found something I liked, I kept that one. We're just putting a light dusting of powder so you can't really see it on there. Because I don't like a ton of powder. Okay, so any Physician Formula powder. This one is really good. It has a light scent to it, and it has SPF in it. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent setting powder, really good too. And the e.l.f. This one I've used the longest. Okay, next, if you are into the contour, which I don't really do this part that much, I use bronzer, but you use this Wet n Wild one. I've had this kind for a long time. And you just take in that color, and the first place you put it down is where it's going to have the most color. So like we take this brush here. No, you know what? Let's get a clean one. I'm going to take this brush and you just barely fluff it around the nose. And then I'm just going to blend it with this to make sure it's not harsh. And then I'll take this again. And making sure it's in the hairline, like so. And this you could use to brighten under your eye area. It's a banana powder. We're gonna take this brush. It's Real Techniques 402. Looks like that. And you just kind of, and like a down the nose area. And if you had the right kind of sponge, which I don't have out, I don't know where it's at. So we'll see if I could use this. I'm going to use this Morphe brush. And just kind of cut those cheekbones a little with that powder. Alright. So there's that you could use. This is the only contour palette I have from the drugstore. The bronzer, I like the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, but this one, I love this. And it really does smell like vacation. It's a little expensive, but you can find deals at CVS Like this week, I believe Physicians Formula, if you spend $10, you get $5. Or if you buy 2 items. No, it's $10, you get $5. Yeah. But this is like $14. But I had a coupon. If you watch coupons and you go... And you could get these on Amazon. That's where I got mine. For a lot cheaper than you find it at the store. I always price search. And Amazon has more affordable prices for some of these. You may have to dig for it, but all right, there's that. Blush, so many favorites at the drugstore. I love the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. They changed the packaging. I did get the new one. And then I like the e.l.f. either primer infused one or just this plain one that's like $2 or $3. And this one is in Candid Coral. So we're going to use that one. Looks like this. Because I love corals and peaches when it comes to blush. And then we got, this is my other favorite, and if you wanted to know, this is L'Oreal True Match. And this one is a cool blush. I'm a warm tone. But this is a dupe for the Benefit Dandelion blush. And we're just going to put a little bit of pink on the cheeks. But these are really good blushes. And bronzers and contour palettes. Alright, highlighter. I only have one in here. No, I have two. Okay. I love the e.l.f. highlighters. You know that. I love the Wet n Wild highlighters. And I love the Makeup Revolution, but you can't get that at the drugstore. But one of my favorites lately is this one. Let me show you what this Physicians Formula one looks like. That's what that looks like. It's a little too bright right now, but you can take it if it's too bright. And you put your brush on it. Make sure to tap it. And then you put it on your face, but make sure to always tap it so you don't get this white blob. And I always like to buff it into the blush.
You got a couple days before you get anything? Yeah, at least in that mold, fishing the house, falling. I think I'm ready. Got some mold. Try it hot, I'll try it cold, I'll try it heavy. Shit, buying shit online, you know, it is what it is, what comes out of the box. No, it's supposed to have a good return policy. Right, yeah, if they do, that's cool. But shoot, I might pay for the shipping, shoot taxes.
All right. So we got that done. And that's the other one I love lately is this one, because you can take this pinky one and put it directly on your blush and kind of make a glowy blush if you don't want like an actual highlight. And then you got this color that I like. I'm gonna tap it and just kind of. Ooh wee. See what I mean? The other one is really blinging. This is the highlight bling. And we are going to take this sponge and just kind of lower that. All right.
One more shot of these, I'll be out there.
Then, so we got those. And we're almost done with this box, believe it or not. All right, so that's the face makeup. Now we're moving on to the eyes. I like the e.l.f., the NYX, and the Wet n Wild. Brow pencils. This one is the Wet n Wild. I find myself reaching for it more, but it's so funny because it's almost exactly like the NYX, just smaller. It's so funny to me. So we're going to just do our brows with this. All right. I tried to do my brows the other day and I think I messed them up. Because like this one doesn't want to look like it used to. All right, so there's that. Now, eyeshadow palettes, when it comes to Drugstore, my absolute favorites, always gonna be Wet n Wild or e.l.f. The bigger ones for e.l.f. are a little more expensive. These ones for Wet n Wild are usually around $5 to $6. This one is not your basic peach. These ones are $3 at the new e.l.f. mini ones. And so I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. If you could get them all, you get like almost every color. So if you can afford that to put in your little makeup spot, you get a lot of colors, and they're just little mini $3 ones. You could get them a little at a time. We're going to use this first color as a transition, the little white one. And we're just going to put that on there. It's not white, it's like tan. Khaki, beige, whatever you want to call it. But Wet n Wild also has a lot that are like dupes of higher end palettes. The Modern Renaissance, there's a dupe one for it. They have a lot of dupe palettes. And they have even more on their website that is really pretty. Like they have one that has all these kind of shades, and it's like 28 of them, and it's like $9. So you could get like almost every color for $9. So that's a good thing if you want a bigger palette with more options, because these are good shadows. We're gonna go into this, nope, let's go into this one. And it even says transition, but we're gonna use it as a crease shade. And if you sign up on the Wet n Wild website, you get emails when they're having a sale. They had one yesterday. I didn't buy nothing. I couldn't find nothing that really jumped out at me that I needed. I mean, there was stuff I wanted, but there wasn't really anything I needed. I've been really into skincare a lot lately, because good makeup really does start with good skincare. So with this starter box, I would say get yourself a moisturizer of some sort, or a serum, if you can find them for a cheaper price. I love the L'Oreal Hydro Genius. It's got a scent to it if you're bad with scents, and it's like under $20. Another one, if you could make it to an Ulta or go to the Ulta website, Formula 10, they have really good things that you could use as well. And to at least put a moisturizer, clean your face. In fact, the cleansers I stock up on the most are the Formula 10 ones, because I like them. I have not found one product by them I don't like. There are some I can't try because it has cranberry in it. Go in with this shade right here, this pinky shade, for our lid. And I'm just gonna pull that all the way across the lid today because I'm going simple. Alright. So those e.l.f. and Wet n Wild are my favorite drugstore palettes. I haven't really found anything else that I like. I did just recently buy a Rimmel one. We're going to give it a second chance. CoverGirl ones I'm not really into, but I do love every e.l.f. and Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette I've ever gotten. I've loved them. Okay, mascara. Rimmel Scandalous Eyes is one of my favorites, and this is a new favorite. This is the Lash Lift Falsies by Maybelline. I'm going to use the Rimmel one on one eye. This is what the wand looks like. Okay. We are going to put that on. This is Volume Flash. It is a very good mascara, and I believe it is under $5, but definitely under 10. All right. The Maybelline one, there's always coupons to get these. And this is the Falsies one. And then we're going to put this on the other eye to show you the difference. There's really not much of a difference. Except, yeah. The Maybelline one is a little more clumpy. I just noticed. This one, my lashes are all lifted and separated. This one, I'm having to separate them myself. All right, lipsticks. e.l.f. has a really good formula. If I had to pick a formula for a regular lipstick, if this is the thing you like, I love these Maybelline ones. Not my favorite kind of lipstick. When it comes to liquid lipsticks, I love the e.l.f. liquid lipsticks, the Wet n Wild, and the Stay Matte by Maybelline. Box is empty. The favorite gloss formula from the drugstore is the Wet n Wild Zodiac ones. I don't like very much the regular Wet n Wild ones. Lip pencils. I find myself reaching for the NYX ones more. This is NYX in Copenhagen. But it might be because I have the colors I want to use at that moment by them. And the eyeliners I like are by the drugstore are the e.l.f. ones. Those are the ones I like. Those are the ones I have the most of. And we're going to use the Maybelline Superstay in the color Seductress. And when you go into an e.l.f. like this one, it has a brush at the end. So you can fix any mistakes. And there's that. Favorite drugstore ride or die is the e.l.f. Dewy. If I had to think of another one, it would be the, where's it at? It's like a Maybelline one. Yeah. Lasting Fix. We'll use that one because we got enough Dewy. The fan, I need to start shutting it off when I do these videos because it like blows everything everywhere but my face. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Sorry it was so long. I will try to leave all the links or a list of all this in the description if I can. If I remember, I got a lot of stuff to do. So I will see y'all in the next one. Tomorrow's a new video.